everybody, it's Melissa. So obviously, over the course of the last few days, it may have seemed like I've got kind of a bug up my butt, or as I've even described myself, that I've been feeling kind of full of piss and vinegar. And that's really the only way that I can kind of explain it. So basically what this kind of all stems from is my decision in the new year was to be true to myself. And it's not so much as a resolution of more of just a decision to make in my life. And part of that is, over the course of the last 8 years since I established my original Facebook kidney page, which I honestly have to thank, miss you too, Crystalline. I have to thank my friend Scott. Sorry, you threw me off, Chris. I have to thank my friend Scott Wardell, because he was the one who originally even had got the he got my story out there in the first place by contacting the news in Michigan. And so since that time, obviously people were tested and everything to give me a kidney. And for what reason, I don't really ever know, other than they didn't match or what have you. But they also have paired exchanges now. And for, whatever reason, nobody has taken that step. They've been tested for me possibly, but wouldn't share with someone else in order to save 2 lives. So as a person who is now connected to this. Sorry everybody, but anyways, connected to this, this is my lifeline right now. So as somebody that is connected to this, it gets a little more than frustrating when you have 700 and something friends. I'm sorry, I'm going to do the air quotes and I know it's cliche and people shouldn't do it or whatever, but let's get real here. Facebook calls people friends, but really we're not all friends. We're more like acquaintances. And, but essentially when we get to the core of it, I know this, but not everybody else does. We're one, we're all the same. So it really doesn't matter, because I love all of you nonetheless. And that's why I think that I feel so deeply pull it together. Okay. That is why I feel so deeply when it's been 8 years and I've got 2 kidney pages, a website, I've made t-shirts, I've been in 2 states, and no one has helped. Not in the sense of they haven't helped me, but they haven't seen the bigger picture. And that's, I think, what I'm starting to come to terms with is my purpose, is for people to understand that it's not just about you. It's not just about me. It's about us. It's about everyone. If someone is willing to come forward and give me a kidney because they feel like I deserve to live, and I deserve to go on and have my being and experience life however I see fit, then why wouldn't you want that for someone else, for anyone else? My first kidney came from a donor who passed away. I know nothing about them. I wrote my letter to the family, pouring my heart out about how grateful I was to be off of dialysis after 9 years. And I never heard back, and it's totally understandable, because on this side of things, I know how difficult it must be to lose a family member and to make that decision to gift their organs so that someone else can have a better quality of life or continue living. And so this is a passion for me, which is why I get very upset. It's not... A lot of people take this as me being mad or me being any other emotion other than just straight 100% passion, because this has been my life for 21 years. So more than half of it. And it has really changed and shaped the course of the person that I am right now. And the reason that I felt like I should go live with this, because I prepared, or I actually thought over the last few days of how to approach this, because at the end of all of this, like, my point is basically that I'm going to be weeding through a lot of people on my Facebook, because we all need to do housekeeping every once in a while. And with the way that everything is in the world right now, and the separation, for somebody that's empathic as myself, it is very difficult to be on a spiritual journey and have all of that thrown at you on top of things that you're already personally going through. So for the sake of self, and as selfish as society deems it to be, I am removing a lot of people from my life, purposefully, and for what I believe to be my highest and best good. And now, getting back into this, the other part of it is that this is why I tie it all into my kidney, because over these pages and the shares and these years, you know, when I look at my friends list and I see who actually is participating and who is actually supporting me in any of this, it's really few and far between. And I'm not upset about that, because I realize that everybody has their lives and their beliefs. So maybe you're not for organ donation, and that's fine. I totally respect that opinion. And which is why if that's your belief, then I don't feel like we would need to be friends. Like, you could follow me publicly, but you don't need to know my intimate personal details that I'm going to be posting privately. So that's aspect number one. Aspect number two is that I think that the smaller your circle is, the better quality of life overall you really do have, because ultimately birds of a feather flock together. And I had this conversation with someone last night. If you surround yourself with negative people, all you're going to have is negative in your life. So why would I want to subject myself to that when I can make that decision to make it dissipate? Unfollowing a lot of times just isn't enough, because again, with public access, people have access to my posts, they screenshot things, words are twisted, things can be manipulated in so many different kinds of ways that I just don't feel like I need to subject myself to it, which is why, like I said, I will post most of, anything kidney related. You can follow my kidney page, and I've sent invites. That's another thing. I've sent invites and even made special posts where I've said, please like my page, because even if you just share my page, you don't know who's going to see my story. If I've got 700 friends and you share my post and you've got 1,300 friends, that's 1,300 more people that see it. And then say 5 of them share it out of your 1,300. Like, you guys don't realize the possibilities of how far this could spread and how easily it could be for not just me, but everybody who's doing this out there. And I'm sorry if I'm yelling, because again, I'm in kind of an empty room anyways. It's my treatment room. So, but if you guys really understood that, like, how much of a difference you guys can make by these shares, because everyone is so quick and eager to share political posts and positive, uplifting posts, that are just quotes and stuff or whatever. And, people will share even like the silliest GoFundMe pages and stuff. But when it comes to like real life nitty gritty down to like life or death stuff, it's not getting shared. And I can't wrap my mind around that. And so because of that, it makes me really start to think about the quality of the people that I am keeping around me. And so I just want to let everybody know that it's nothing personal. So if you do get removed, it's basically just because we probably haven't interacted on a personal level for quite some time. And or maybe you post stuff that I just don't agree with and I don't care to see anymore. But nonetheless, it's not personal because it's my life and what I need to do, because I'm the one that's sitting here having to drain my stomach 4 times a day and live on a schedule to where I have to be back here and do this. And, you know, this isn't a really great quality of life. It is a life, but to be dependent on something like this, nobody wants that. I mean, I'm very grateful for having it, but I mean, would you guys like to trade places with me? Because if that is what you'd like, then by all means, I mean, I come over, like, I'll hook you up, you know? I mean, we can hang out. I'll even chill with you, because I've done that for people, but I haven't had it done for me. So that's why I'm getting to the point where I just decided I need to be true to myself. I need to focus on me. And that's not necessarily going to include every single one of you. So, like I said, if we part ways, I honestly do, from the bottom of my heart, love you, and I bless you on your journey and whatever your path is in life. And if for some reason you feel like you were unjustly deleted, by all means message me and tell me otherwise, and I'll be happy to hear you out. But I will be getting rid of people who I know have ignored my requests or have, you know, just blatantly said, like, oh, I wish I could help, and then they don't even share my post. You know, that's one thing that's kind of just like, that's a slap in the face. Like, just don't even say that. Just like the post, whatever you got to do, but don't bother telling me, like, oh, I wish I could help, I feel so bad for you, and then you won't share the post that I've put, like, hashtag please share, or, you know, I mean, it's kind of like you're just, like, giving me a big middle finger. And people kind of want to know why I have the bird on my finger. It's pretty much so I can just walk around and flip people off, and I don't have to even do it, because basically that's how I feel about some people. And I'm just being honest, because again, true authentic self. And I feel like I came live right now versus doing some kind of scripted thing like I had thought out in my head where it would be all put together well and everything, because I think that this was just a moment of like a divine download for me, because I have been pushing this by myself for so long, and I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. I'm tired. I have other things that I want to do with my life besides focus on and think about freaking kidneys, you know? I mean, I don't mind helping other people with it and everything, but it's just like, I don't want this to be my life, and I haven't made it my life for a very long time. So reincorporating this is just a huge weight. And knowing that it could have been prevented just by some of my friends sharing, some of my friends sharing my posts, how am I supposed to feel? How would you feel? You hit me up for unique products or nail shit or whatever, like, is that life-saving to you? I need a kidney. Janine needs a kidney. 80,000 plus other people need kidneys. And you can live and donate. You only need one. And yet you've got people out here saying, I wish I could help, I wish I could help. I'll donate to you, but not to anyone else. Seriously. I don't have time for it anymore. I don't have the patience for it anymore, and I don't have the energy for it anymore. So I'm doing what I need to do and what's best for me. And I bless you all. Have a great day.